Sunday. I'm Hallie Jackson. For all of us here at NBC, thanks for watching and have a great week.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com. Cars Plus, where it's Hyundai holidays going on now. And McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime.
The island records its first drowning of 2025 as Guam's waters claimed the life of a 32-year-old spear fisherman over the weekend.
Plus, the Republican majority is now in session. Senators taking the oath in Session Hall today. I'm Nevaeh Anderson with the report coming up.
And the island's mayors are official after being sworn in before loved ones and supporters at the Guam Museum. Half a day and good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz-Lincas. Thank you so much for starting your week here with us.
Well, Des, we begin with a heartbreaking start to the new year. A 32-year-old man dies after drowning in the waters off Adaloop Saturday night.
First responders finding the spear fisherman along the reef. The tragedy has the fishing community reminding all to think safely first before heading out in the water.
Waves crash along the reef at Adaloop over the weekend.
The water along the reef line, our rescue swimmers did have challenges due to rough seas.
Guam Fire Department spokesperson Lieutenant Nick Garrido says rescue crews were called to the right side of the government office complex just before 10 p.m. Saturday. Authorities looking for a spear fisherman who never returned to shore.
Upon the GFD safe boat arrival, they did notice a flashlight in the water. Two rescue swimmers conducted their search, and they found the individual right along the reef line.
The 32-year-old victim was unconscious as the GFD vessel rushed him to the Hagåtña boat basin, but he did not survive. GFD paramedics were forced to terminate resuscitation efforts.
Yeah, it's sad to hear. It's very sad for anybody to, lose their life in the water, right?
Al Cruz was fishing along the access road to the Hagåtña treatment plant the day after the drowning. He's been fishing since he was 5 years old. Cruz saying this time of the year can be rough for fishermen heading out.
My father told me, my uncles, my families, that always in the ending part of the year and the beginning part of the year, it's not good to go fishing. You got to stay out of the water because I don't know if you noticed that there's a lot of people drowning those time of the year. The water has to take people. Then suddenly come February like that, the water becomes very calm and nice, man, to go fishing.
On Sunday, the waves were choppy in the area. The fisherman's body was recovered. KUAM spoke with Public Safety Oversight Chair Senator Sean Gumatautau about the tragedy unfolding just days into the new year and moments after he officially took over the chairmanship.
First off, let me say that my prayers go out to the families and also to the first responders. We have to abide by some of the warnings from the National Weather Service, Nick. We got to encourage our people to be very, very, vigilant on the waters and just continue to support our public safety folks.
And though no watches or warnings for rough seas were in place this weekend, Cruz says,
The only advice I can say is buy at the store until the water gets better, That's about it. Because even me, myself, I teach my grandkids how to fish too, but I will not take them out there when the water's like this. No, I guess too, it's a lot of common sense. The water's rough and stuff like that. Don't go out because no matter how good of a swimmer you are, the water is stronger.
Meantime, the Guam Police Department will be conducting their investigation.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims' loved ones.
Meanwhile, 3 were rushed to hospitals Monday morning after a crash in Sinahyña. Guam Fire Department units responding to Route 4 next to Addis Mortuary for a single car crash. According to GFD spokesperson Lieutenant Nick Garrido, upon arrival, personnel transported a 37-year-old man with serious injuries to the Guam Regional Medical City, and a 56-year-old woman and 48-year-old man were taken to the Guam Memorial Hospital. The crash remains under investigation.
Now to a historic day in Hagåtña. The 15 elected to sit in the 38th Guam legislature are officially ready to work.
Yeah, it's inauguration day at the Guam Congress building. The Republican majority officially taking over as senators, which include some new faces, begin the duties the people of Guam elected them to do so. Nevaeh Anderson has more from Hagåtña.
Solemnly swear.
9 Republicans and 6 Democrats take the oath. The 38th Guam legislature is now in session.
First session of Imene 38 na legislature in Guam, the 38th Guam legislature is adjourned, subject to the call of the Speaker.
Speaker Frank Blas Jr. takes the helm. It's been nearly 2 decades since there was a Republican majority in the legislature.
My priority for the first 90 days is, to really push on things that could help the cost of living for the people of Guam. Things like the power credits and essentially increase in the minimum wage.
We're working on a bill to discuss the management of the hospital, to do a public-private partnership.
Square away the issues with the hospital and the health issues, and pursue the VAPE bill.
We'll definitely meet with all the agencies and departments and areas in which I cover as the committee chair. So I'm pretty well heavily stacked.
Making sure all of our schools, especially our schools in the South, are able to get the refurbishments and repairs that are necessary.
Office, the committee chair on public safety really is to truly understand the state of what's happening on our island.
We want to see what we can do to solve that issue with the Chamorro Land Trust and the association. We need to get something down so that we can get these people into safe environments.
So we're going to take care of our children, our manangkus, our women, and basically our whole population here in Guam.
The first priority is going to be to assess the current economic situation, to ensure definitely we see tourism is really making a big push. We need them to come back and come back strong.
From day one, my priority is to work hard for the people of Guam. As you know, my oversight is healthcare and Veterans Affairs.
The ceremony witnessed by other government of Guam and military leaders like Governor Lou Leon Guerrero.
I think what you saw here is a very strong indication of a willingness to work together. It's actually refreshing.
Ultimately, Speaker Blas is focused on regaining the public's trust.
We must make our island more affordable with everything from housing to healthcare. We must work to ensure everyone has opportunity. This is our opportunity to work together to provide these opportunities.
Only time will tell if those priorities and the work will lead to positive changes and growth, addressing the divide between the administration and the previous cycle. Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
The Marianas is now official as well in Washington, D.C. The delegates for Guam and the CNMI took the oath of office Friday, officially starting their terms in the 119th United States Congress. Guam Delegate James Moylan and CNMI Delegate Kimberly King Hines being sworn into office. This is Delegate Moylan's second term and first term for Delegate King Hines. This after the CNMI's first elected representative, Gregorio Kilili Sablan, retired following 16 years in office.
Meantime, Delegate Moylan says our team is optimistic that additional opportunities will be available for Guam, and our quest for ending long-standing issues such as SSI and RICA can hopefully have their chapters closed. Moylan has been assigned to the House Armed Services and Foreign Affairs committees. The oath for both Guam and the CNMI delegates followed the vote for Speaker of the House.
Republican Representative Mike Johnson was re-elected to serve as Speaker. Each member of Congress was called for the vote inside chambers, but watch as U.S. Virgin Islands Representative Stacey Plaskett does, interrupting the vote when she and other territories like Guam and the CNMI were not called on to participate.
I note that the names of the representatives from the Americas Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana, Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, and the District of Columbia were not called, representing collectively 4 million Americans. Mr. Speaker, collectively the largest per capita of veterans in this country.
Does the gentlelady have a parliamentary
I asked
inquiry?
why they were not called. Have some respect. It's not going to take...
Gentlelady is recognized.
I asked why they were not called from the parliamentarian, please.
Delegates-elect and the resident commissioner-elect are not qualified to vote. Representatives-elect are the only individuals qualified to vote in the election of a speaker. As provided in Section 36 of the House Rules and Manual, the speaker is elected by a majority of the members-elect voting by surname.
Body and this nation has a territories and a colonies problem. What was supposed to be temporary has now effectively become permanent. We must do something about this problem so that these 4 million...
Her microphone was muted as she continued to speak out, exclaiming she has a voice. The crowd inside the chamber stood up, cheering her on.
Well, the mayors and vice mayors also officially taking office. Their
inauguration ceremony held Saturday before supporters and loved ones outside the Guam Museum. A sunset ceremony in Skinner's Plaza. A Chamorro blessing to start off the event. Mayor's Council of Guam Executive Director Joy Jean Arceo delivered remarks.
Today is an important moment in our history as the Mayor's Council of Guam. Today marks a new chapter in leadership, a new chapter in public service that is driven by a deep commitment to our island and our people. This moment reflects the trust and confidence placed in you by your communities.
She says this marks a call to action for the mayors to serve and lead with compassion, promoting progress to improve what's needed in their respective villages.
To our elected mayors and vice mayors, thank you for your dedication to public service. Your leadership will be measured by the results you deliver in your villages. Every decision you make is an opportunity to lead with integrity and show that our government can serve as a powerful force for a meaningful change.
Council President and PD Mayor Jesse Alec also shared this message with attendees.
As we pledge to work for our people and our island, let us vow to honor the men and women who came before us with the assurances of our compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience in the difficult yet rewarding duty of public service. We live in this free nation that allows us the opportunity to properly discern our future, to do things with great purpose, and to govern our municipalities by serving our people first and prioritizing the needs of all those who suffer and who have less.
Chief Justice Robert Torres administered the oath as each mayor and vice mayor is sworn in. Each mayor was given leis and shook hands with dignitaries before being treated to a performance to close out the ceremony.
Dedicated to all our mayors and the vice mayors as they begin their journey in service to our people here on our island.
And the Mayor's Council of Guam will conduct the election of officers at 10 a.m. tomorrow in their conference room in Hagåtña. Up next, President-elect Trump said to be sentenced in the hush money case ahead of being sworn in.
Plus, the Attorney General defends his panhandling initiative. You're watching KUAM.
When I was younger, my calling was to play football. But as I grew older, I grew wiser. I realized life isn't about how many people you can knock down. It's about how many people you can lift up. At Ram, our calling is to build game-changing trucks. So when you find your calling, nothing can stop you from answering it.
Are you tired of standing in long lines waiting to ship out or send out packages? GU Mail is here for you. Visit their friendly staff in Harmon next to McDonald's. We offer private mailbox service with package notification via email or WhatsApp. Shipping from DHL, FedEx, UPS, and USPS. We also offer shipping and freight service, packaging supplies, printing, and copy available. Need notary public service? Call us at 671-648-7867 to schedule an appointment today. GU Mail, here for your convenience.
Welcome back to Primetime. A New York judge says he will sentence President-elect Trump in his hush money case this Friday. In a written decision, Manhattan Supreme Court Judge Juan Merchan rejecting Trump's request to dismiss the case and set the sentencing for January 10th, less than 2 weeks before Trump is set to be sworn in as president. Merchan also writing he is not inclined to sentence Trump to prison.
The judge says Trump has the option of appearing in person or virtually for the sentencing next Friday. Trump was convicted last year of 34 felony counts of falsifying business records in connection with an alleged scheme to hide a hush money payment to porn star Stormy Daniels before the 2016 presidential election. Trump says he did nothing wrong. Well, it seems some are not taking the messaging on the Attorney General's billboard seriously.
Vandals targeting his latest program that points out panhandlers. KUAM intern Rachel Suh has the latest.
Days into the new year, and the Attorney General's fan-buster billboards have been tagged.
Somebody came in, felt very strongly, politically strong on what we were saying on the signs, which is basically enforce the laws at our intersections. So it is a crime, it was damage to the people's property, but more importantly, I think it's what we're fighting against in this government.
AG Doug Moylan issuing a call to action to law enforcement after vandals mark the signs, Moylan hates poor people and housing is a human right.
Well, it's political in nature if you look at them. It's actually the reason why we put it out there was to get a reaction. These were not supposed to be nice and beautiful signs.
Moylan contends the law is clear, stating whether you are rich or poor, panhandling in our intersections is illegal. The vandalism comes after the Guam Homeless Coalition issued a response stating the campaign leverages fear and anger, calling his actions a cringe-worthy spectacle of humiliation of our most vulnerable residents.
We're talking about the increase of the stigma that is being communicated through these billboards, that people who are homeless are really not people in so many senses, that they're a nuisance to society, that they are people who are a danger to our community, which we know is not the case. They are people who are struggling and oftentimes have histories of trauma, which have led them to be homeless or have led them to the streets, and they have nowhere else to go.
Go help these people at the intersections. We will notify them as we're doing our operations if they want to come and take these people to get vetted for their welfare assistance.
Rachel Suh reporting for KUAM News.
Thanks, Rachel. Well, in our community where family is the island way, it's always a blessing when you have a new addition to your home.
That's right. And one young family from Mongmongtotu Maiti who made history at the beginning of the week was just given an incredible blessing from some very generous neighbors.
It's now been about a week, 6 days to be precise, since Conan Nirarois came into our world, being the first baby born on Guam. And where America's Day begins, he's the first child in 2025 to be born on U.S. soil.
Thank you, everybody, from the moment our son was born, for everybody's comments and congratulating us. And then to receive all these, like the blessing was my son, but to have all of this is very nice. So thank you, everybody.
And since 2004, Archway has coordinated a gift donation from businesses, neighbors, and former Baby New Year families worth over $12,000 for the I Love Guam New Year's Baby program.
But at the end of the day, I mean, this is such a memorable occasion. The baby, having a baby is a blessing. So I'm very thankful to all our donors who contribute every year. We also have some newbies
Since bringing Conan home, parents Emmy Ann and Kevin have noticed he's got a distinct personality.
He's just very chill. He doesn't really cry much. Only when he wants to eat. But he's been, just
Does he
quiet.
take up at this point? Does he take more after his mom or his dad?
I think me, because I'm more of the quiet one. Yeah.
Conan's family was endlessly appreciative for the generous contribution, indicative of our island spirit. But above all, they're happy their little man will have supplies and goodies to help him be his best.
Conan, the chill baby New Year.
Welcome to the world.
Yeah.
Oh my
so,
gosh.
I don't know if this is too much, but if you wanted to have a baby on New Year's Day and you wanted to have that New Year's baby, you probably have to try to conceive it in March, April.
Who knows, but welcome.
Parent nap.
Welcome, baby Conan. We are so happy to have you in this world.
Yes, now for your world at home.
Here's a view captured of the first 2025 sunset in 2 months.
Fast moving.
Whoa.
This holiday season begins at Kmart, where every aisle is filled with magic. Discover the perfect toy that sparks joy and gifts that bring smiles. Kmart has all the ingredients you need to make your family traditions special without breaking the bank. From trimming the tree to filling your home with holiday cheer, you'll find it all in one place. Discover the magic waiting for you at Kmart, where busy families find everything they need to make memories that last a lifetime. Kmart, for the holidays, for the family, for the magic.
Superspeed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
I'm Genesis Vivalta. I'm a junior, and I play forward for the JFK Islanders.
What's up, guys? My name is Josiah Madrazo. My name is Jordan Madrazo. I am 12th grade, and I play shooting guard, and I play point guard for the JFK Islanders. The strengths I see in with our team is that, we're a very unselfish team. We've been playing together for a while now, and we joined a couple of tournaments, so we were able to, build a lot of chemistry in our team. We know our strengths, we know our weaknesses, and we need to improve on those weaknesses to become our strengths, and hopefully, we come out this season with a victory.
If we do really well in this tournament, then it'll show other schools, that we're a threat and we're someone to be worrying about.
The areas in our team we're looking to improve is the little stuff like boxing out, playing defense, and just keep growing chemistry. I'm most excited that it's finally combined. It's my last year, and I always wanted to challenge the private schools. So, I'm excited to really challenge everyone and, really compete. I'm most excited about to play one last time with my boys. It's been a good high school journey, and, I wanna go out of high school with a bang. And, also exciting with the leagues combining now. It's gonna be fun to challenge all these schools, and, competition's gonna be much higher, and it's gonna be fun to see.
I need your love.
trip by myself, but did it for the team.
Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy. Let your people know. When it comes to the pickle to chicken ratio, some people, they playing in your face, but not the McCrispy.
Don't need to work, babe, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. You can count on me. You can count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
It's New Year, you guys, so that means we need to get involved and join the Point in Time Count. 275 volunteers are needed for this very, very worthwhile initiative to make sure that we tally up the number of people in our island community who do not have permanent place of residence. Make sure to check out GuamHomelessCoalition.org and you can volunteer. The Department of Chamorro Affairs, alongside the Guam Museum and the Office of the Governor and Lieutenant Governor, are holding a very, very special Ihanatnauta cultural show and experience. Ihinanauta. There you go. Thank you, Jen, in the back, for correcting that. Very forcefully, I may add. That will be offered at the Guam Museum, and there will be travel opportunities. You must be 16 years old and attend music and dance workshops. Super fun. I'm all in with this from moment one. So make sure to find out more information at that number there. And families and friends, if you are a farmer, learn about succession planning. For those of you who have the agricultural lean, make sure it's a 2-hour session providing an intro to planning and the transfer of farm ownership to the next generation. Hey, lots of us inherit our farms from our dads, from our grandpas, from our grandmothers even. Learn how to make this work in the best way. All right, that's News Bites. New Year, News Bites. See how that works? Kind of.
Time now for your Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club shoutouts,
which you can submit on KUAM.com.
Lawrence Borja, happy birthday to Nino and your family says we love you all very much, including your grandkids. Hey, nothing like getting love from grandkids, man. That's the best. A big 7th, happy birthday to Kaylin St. Nicholas from all of your family with lots of love. Hope Hura, age is a secret, and you get the shh emoji, older than 35, that's in parentheses, from all your family with lots of love as well, and you get the other laughing emoji like that. Hey, that's a great birthday shout out. Case Jameer Pareto, happy birthday number 4. Love Grandma Lani, Vince, and your Pareto family in Jonia. Ignacia Perez Duenas Seguenza, happy blessed birthday to our beautiful mother, grandmother, great-grandmother, great-great-grandmother. A happy 90th birthday with all the love from her family. And Auntie Ignacia, we hope you have an absolutely wonderful and blessed birthday. Cassandra Fernandez, also a happy birthday to you. And wishing you a day as wonderful as you are. Hoping your day is full of love, laughter, and a whole bunch of hugs and kisses coming from all your family and friends who adore and love you.
Happy birthday to all of you celebrating out there today. That's your Primetime Show. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Delgado.
And I'm Destiny Cruz-Lingus. Have a safe evening and stay beautiful.
First, for where America's Day begins, the Virginia-class fast attack submarine now here in the U.S. territory of Guam. I'm Nick Delgado. You're watching a KUAM News special, Guarding the Tip of the Spear.
November 26, 2024, on U.S. Naval Base Guam. The USS Minnesota makes its historic entrance into Apra Harbor.
U.S. Navy sailors on board get ready to reunite with their families after a long journey at sea across the Pacific Ocean.
He's not waving at me!
Oh, there we go.
Erica Lewis and Katie Miller are Navy wives.
How long has it been really since you've seen your other half?
It's been a few months for me. For some of our other spouses, it's been longer, 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
It's been 3 months for me as well.
What's the feeling you're going through right now being this close?
Kind of trying not to cry. A little nervous, but I'm really excited.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing. I've never been able to be pierside next to them, so it's an amazing feeling.
Is it the first time you guys have been to Guam?
This is the first time I've been to Guam, yes, and I love it so far. Everyone is so nice.
What do you hope to share with your sailor once they... Food.
Yes, for sure. Definitely food and just like
the beaches
Yeah.
too. Just going a bunch of hikes are near where I live too.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to go out and spend time with them.
An effort on land and in the water to secure the sub at the docks. Commissioned on September 2013 at Norfolk, Virginia, the USS Minnesota is the 10th Virginia-class nuclear-powered fast attack submarine to enter service. This next-generation class of submarines is replacing the aging Los Angeles-class fast attack submarines.
I think the fact that we are bringing our 5th submarine to be home ported here really exemplifies the importance of Guam from a strategic perspective. Here, centrally located in the second island chain, the ability to home port our submarines here gives us more players on the field ready to get into the game, and that is really what comes to bear when they get the submarine here. So very excited to welcome them here, looking forward to reuniting the crew with their families and an opportunity to get to know the people of Guam and really to enjoy this rich culture and get settled into the community here. So that part is very exciting to us, but really it is that strategic importance and bringing that high-end, high-capable asset here into this part of the world, getting a chance to operate directly in support of all of the initiatives of the Indo-Pacific Command.
The deployment to Guam is part of a larger U.S. Navy strategy to position its most capable forces in the Indo-Pacific region, a critical area where tensions are rising, particularly due to China's military assertiveness and North Korea's missile activities.
This is a big moment for the Pacific Fleet. We often will have submarines change home port to and from Guam. This is the first time we've had a Virginia-class submarine change home port. So it's the next generation of submarine, very advanced in both its stealth and lethality. So this is a big step to get the next generation of submarine home ported in Guam.
Having this here in this region, what does it mean for the people of the Marianas?
This is another example of our government outreach. So we've worked a lot with both Navy Base Guam and the community to welcome the families of the USS Minnesota on their journey to Guam. They've been in Hawaii for the last 2 years, and the ship is very excited to be home ported now in Guam.
How did we decide that Guam was the right place to move?
There's lots of decision making in the submarine strategic laydown for the area, and we decided that this was the best place to increase our number of submarines in the Pacific. It puts them closer in the Pacific, available for tasking.
The task is to defend America's front lines to Asia.
It just demonstrates kind of the importance that's being placed here on the Pacific region. So having a 5th submarine just buys local Navy leadership and our commanders operational flexibility. So it's really a great capability. This is the best and brightest and the most modern of our submarines coming here to be present in Guam. So it just brings it to the forward edge.
It really gives a message to our enemy forces. Look what we have, we watch out.
The main thing is it just continues to assure our partners and our allies of the commitment we have to this area and bringing our best platforms to be present here in the Pacific.
Hi
Want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Day 2 on U.S. Naval Base Guam, Commander Isaac Pelt shares a little bit about the USS Minnesota before taking us down below.
Commissioned in 2013, she is 11 years old, and now home ported in Guam under Submarine Squadron 15. So we'll take you on board. I guess things to note topside because she's a Block 2. She's got 12 vertical launch missile tubes up forward, and then she's also fitted out with 4 torpedo tubes that you'll see down in the torpedo room once we get aboard the ship. Okay. If you'll notice difference from yesterday to today, we landed racetrack, so just a basically a system that we can use to conduct some extra inspections and look at other things on board while we're in port. So you'll see before next week we'll have that removed after we go do some inspections, look at some other things.
All right.
All right.
Sir, the Wikipedia entry says that this is about a $4 billion business.
That may be close. I can't speculate with the exact figures. I think the initial build for Virginia class submarines were somewhere in the $2 billion range. Okay. But then
I think it was adjusted for
inflation.
Yeah,
that probably sounds about right because that number that I'm remembering is from a long time ago.
I see.
Safe to say it's a high dollar amount.
Yeah, and I think that dollar amount probably can get pulled from one of the Navy or U.S. government websites for like the official figures.
A sunny and windy day up top.
We'll head aboard. Hey,
touch on deck.
Hey, carry on.
So you salute every time you come on board?
Yeah.
Critical SOPs in place when around these military vessels.
And there's a handle in there that you can use to help get yourself down. Down ladder. Hey, how's it going?
Going good. How you been?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Doing all right. We're bringing folks down for a tour.
Our visit is not the normal view whenever sailors on the USS Minnesota are out at sea.
What's it like working in a submarine?
It's kind of hard for me to describe it because I've been doing this for 20 years. So this is just
second
work.
nature.
This is work for me. But you know, it's definitely a different, a different world, especially when you're talking about life while you're at sea compared to life when you're aboard. So what you're going to see today is actually going to be a little bit strange even for us in port because since we just got here yesterday, we have a large number of people who are off hull, like working on their, working on getting settled in, making sure that, hey, where they're staying right now is like good to go and things like that. So there's a large number of people off of the ship working on that, and then we do have some folks here and there doing some maintenance, getting ahead on a few things. So we do have a few off-hull support contractors and things like that that are working around the ship. So it's not what you would typically see in a normal import day, but yes, import periods are very different compared to at sea and underway periods. Okay.
Security measures are also taken into account during our visit.
So right now we're in forward compartment upper level. This is probably the best example. I don't need you to actually take photos in that, but best example of berthing for general, anywhere from enlisted to junior officers can end up with staterooms or accommodations that look like this. They're, depending on which one you're looking at, they're either 5 or 6 to a bunk room. We do have some other bunk rooms that are a lot more personnel and, a little bit tighter. And it's different from most of the officer staterooms, but this is like a typical berthing area.
Next, we see the lockout trunk.
Be able to lock out various special forces personnel, as well as we can use this also for escape. So this is kind of unique to the construction of the Virginia-class submarines and gives us more capabilities as far as, hey, what we can or cannot do. Other submarines can, of course, support doing certain activities as well, but because we're built with this, we're all designed.
Yeah, I can see how you guys can go out while you're below, underway.
And flood this space
Yeah.
out. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so that is one of the nice key design features. This is the weapon shipping hatch. Right now it is shut, but this is part of how we would load weapons on board. So if you notice, these deck tiles here are actually bolted into the deck because they're all designed to be removable. So we can remove these as well as the ones the next level down and have this hatch open, and we install an additional set of rails, and that is how we move weapons down to the torpedo room. So I'll kind of point it out middle level and then down to the torpedo room, kind of what that looks like.
So all of these lift.
Yeah, so these just come out all together.
It's a high power and lethal vessel.
It's inside this room. You see more than 24 screens and monitors around the entire area. It's their eyes while they're underway.
With greater controls.
Welcome to control. This is where we actually drive the submarine from. This is where all of the command and control for the submarine comes from. When we're on the surface, like I said before, we do man the bridge. Normally the officer of the deck is up there, but the officer deck is really up there, one, for having greater height of eyes so they can see further to the horizon, and greater situational awareness because they're not limited to looking out of a scope. They can see 360 degrees, they can just turn around.
Yeah.
But they're still just relaying orders down here to control, and control is what's actually driving the ship as a whole. So where we're at right now is our ship control system. So ship control system was one of the new designs brought by the Virginia-class system. So if you see any of the, most of the older submarines, like everything was done with hydraulics pushing other hydraulics, and multiple operators under the control of a diving officer of the watch. Here, that's all kind of being combined. So just one of these setups, one joystick, can control all of the control surfaces on board the ship to drive the ship. So instead of having multiple junior operators responding to the commands of a senior operator, it's one senior operator who is capable of driving the ship on his own, and there are both automatic and manual features built into it.
Again, for security reasons, the screens here are shut off.
Right now we have sonar secured because we're in a shutdown lineup right now. But
typically, what does this look like when the screens are all active?
Yeah, so when they're all up, there are multiple displays showing sonar energy coming in from the various sensors that we have on board. So we have a number of differently designed sensors that we're able to use and we're able to gain information from. So a lot of times we refer to sonar as the truth, because that is actually like listening to what's actually out there in the world, and as we find things of interest, the information from there gets passed over.
We feel what it's like to get behind the controls. It's similar to that of a game controller.
I can't effectively employ weapons against a target if I don't know, hey, kind of what else is around me.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
And you know, they also will use not just information from sonar, but also information from the periscope itself, and any other information that we have, we can actually put into fire control and help build that picture around us tactically, so we know, hey, what's going on, as well as just being able to manage contact. So even if we're just driving on the surface, like we'll have a radar picture, but we'll also send contacts over to fire control so they can provide an extra layer of backup.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go. Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill. What's for lunch and for dinner? You want something good? Yeah, yeah man, serious food. Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill, Jamaican grill. What's for lunch and for dinner? You want something good? Yeah man, serious food. Happy birthday, D-I-R-F-D-A-Y. Happy birthday, Jamaican grill. Yeah man, serious food.
Inside the USS Minnesota at Naval Base Guam, we head another level lower into the torpedo room.
You'll notice, as I said before, because of the size of the weapons, it's very specific how we bring them down, so we have to do a lot of reconfiguring of the middle of the ship, but we do remove multiple deck plates. We install a deck skid up topside, and that helps line the weapon up and line the weapon up to slide into one of these cradles. And then we bring the cradle itself down into the room. And then once the cradle is down in the room, we can index these cradles around to where we need them to go. So, that being said, if I were to offload all of these weapons, this actually becomes a very open area, like really the largest just open area on board the submarine, which is different than the way a lot of the older submarines are constructed, where the stows are like hard mounted in place and you bring the weapons down and then move the weapons down across the stows. Instead, we just move the cradles around with the weapons in them. So these are Mark 48 ad-cap torpedoes. They're heavyweight torpedoes, so they're designed capable of being effective.
The military plans to bring more of these Virginia-class fast attack submarines to Guam.
Because they're incredible pieces of machinery, there are maintenance requirements that are done on the weapons as well. So over time we do cycle those out.
Could you put into perspective for us what kind of damage one of these could cause?
So I'm fairly certain you can find some YouTube videos that'll show results of Mark 48 exercises, but they're sink X's that we've done with very old ships that that will be sunk in order to start reefs. One can actually break up fairly large surface ships. Okay. Against a submarine, like one of these, like pretty much one.
Just one. Wow.
Just one. So very, very capable weapons. And that is one of the reasons why we carry them.
Since you've been in a commander, have you had to deploy any of these, or just for training?
So personally, I've shot exercise weapons only.
Okay.
All right. So we'll talk about torpedo tubes themselves. So we have 4 tubes on board. These are tubes 2 and 4, tubes 1 and 2. So these tubes we actually line the weapons up, the cradle up with the tubes that we can hydraulically load the weapon into the tube, and then basically using air can then cycle the weapon to fire the hydraulically launch the weapon from the tube. So
is it pretty instant to get this into there?
I wouldn't say instant. Right. It does take some time, and it does take a trained and professional crew, because if you think about it, there are certain things that need to happen at that end of the torpedo room. There are things that need to happen at this end of the torpedo room. Mm-hmm. There's stuff that needs to happen over here on the control panel, and they all have to be in sync. Yeah. So if your team is not trained up and proficient, it will take a very long time to get one of these in here. But a trained and proficient team can actually execute pretty quickly.
How often do you guys run through those training scenarios just to keep them sharp?
So depends on what else you have going on, but that is something that you will spend a decent amount of time every underway working on. There are some requirements depending on what you're doing and what you're loading weapons for that we do work around, but that is something that you have to drill your teams with pretty frequently in order to not lose that edge, especially because people turn over. People who may start off operating back there, eventually they're gonna work their way up to operating on the panel or being overall in charge of the room. Yeah. And depending on how many you're moving, you may have a team that's working over here and another team that's working over there. So the overall supervisor for the room has to communicate with both. And if we're fighting in an engagement, we can shoot the tubes from down here, but the tubes are normally shot from control. So the team in control who's, positioning the ship to where it needs to be in order to, shoot when they need to shoot, they need to understand what's happening down here. So as the overall room supervisor down here, you're responsible for making sure, hey, both sides of the room are operating in concert safely, and then communicating up to control, letting them know, hey, how long until they're going to get the next tube ready.
A lot of moving parts for a critical mission out at sea.
And these are the torpedoes. It's armed and ready to respond whenever they hit combat enemy forces.
But there's so much more that goes into making this submarine livable.
The most vital piece of equipment in the room is actually directly behind me. So this is our diesel generator. So it is the emergency diesel generator. So we're obviously nuclear powered, so that is what provides electrical power as well as propulsion, and we also can make water and air based on that. But the diesel is the backup in case we did need to shut down the reactor for whatever reason, and we can also use it as a means to drive ventilation for the submarine.
And it's comfortable, you could breathe easily.
Yeah, so right now it's very easy because we're just doing a normal surface ventilating, so we're just pulling air from outside and cycling it through the ship. That way I don't have to keep the run hours on this high. I can just start this up before we get underway and then shut it down once we get back into port. But these are very reliable, very efficient pieces of equipment. So this is what we use to generate oxygen. Up here we have our scrubbers, and these are what we use to remove carbon dioxide from the atmosphere.
And with most military vessels, there's a medical area and a dining area. It's like a mini town underwater.
They come in and get an opportunity to eat and then leave. So it's a fairly efficient process that we have to go through 3 times a day as the watches turn over. But outside of meals, this is also a place where we do training for large groups. We also use this for larger meetings. And then when all that stuff isn't going on, this is the area for the crew to just come and relax. Okay. So generally underway as you come through here, you may see people playing cards, you may see people playing video games, people may be watching movies on the large screens, that sort of thing.
Taking that time to really unwind.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then as you look around, you'll see a lot of the artwork is inspired by, you know, one of the themes, one of our biggest sponsors for the ship. So like we're USS Minnesota. Minnesota has a lot of, you know, Nordic heritage, like that's why they're the Minnesota Vikings. So like there's, you know, for our crew, like I normally refer to, you know, everybody in the crew as the Vikings. So,
Okay.
So yeah, you'll see a lot of artwork around the ship, really reflects that. Okay. Even down to, you know, our crest and things like that.
So these are Taco Bell's new crispy chicken nuggets. What are we thinking? Anyone?
Juicy.
I really like it.
Yeah, abomination.
So I think it tastes great. It's crispy. The sauce is good.
I personally like it.
Oh! I laughed because I thought it was a joke. Right, Mark?
Don't be a nuggetive Nelly. Everyone loves Taco Bell's new crispy chicken nuggets, even the person we paid not to.
Something is calling, and I can't help it. That's not belong when there ain't no song. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when I make a move. Watch me as I go. This is my mood when let's take a break. There's no use. My mood when I make a move. This is my mood when
The USS Minnesota, a Virginia-class nuclear-powered fast-attack submarine, is lethal. Its presence in the Marianas brings reassurances that guarding the tip of the spear is a top priority for the U.S. military. We wrap up our visit in the wardroom. It's here that a lot of the training and decision-making happens, along with an added space for the sailors to relax.
And this is our place to relax. One of the interesting points that I was mentioning before, so Doc's space is back there, and that's where he can, you know, privately meet with sailors, conduct like, you know, exams and things like that that he needs to. But in an emergency, the wardroom table is a place where if he needed to perform surgery, like he could. And that's why, if you notice, the emergency lighting is actually aimed at the table itself. And if you notice, like some of the lockers around the wardroom are actually dedicated medical lockers. So they are designated specifically for Doc.
As tensions continue to rise in the Indo-Pacific, the forward deployed submarines, including the Minnesota, serves as the cornerstone of U.S. naval power in the region, ensuring that the U.S. can respond to any challenge that may arise.
We are, you know, thrilled and excited to actually be here to now be joining the community here on Guam. We're looking forward to getting out, exploring, meeting people, taking in the culture, and really making this our home, and that we're all really excited for that.
And can you speak a little bit, sir, on the added safety aspect that you'll be providing to the people in this region?
Yes, so by, you know, Minnesota coming here as one of the newest and most updated Virginia-class submarines with like the highest level of technology that we can find, and you know, the brightest and sharpest young sailors in the fleet. What we're adding to Submarine Squadron 15 and to CTF 74 is, you know, an enhanced ability to, you know, provide increased, you know, homeland defense for Guam, for the Marianas, because, you know, it is our job to maintain, you know, the free and open Indo-Pacific that we've been driving towards.
A mission to defend and protect all that call Guam and the Marianas their home.
Now the military plans to bring more of these vessels here to the territory to continue to enhance its security for our region. I'm Nick Delgado. Thank you so much for watching a KUAM News Special, Guarding the Tip of the Spear. Stay safe, everyone.